Hey guys, so this is another Who to Summon video, and first than anything, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry for this really late video. The thing is that I was called from work at 5 freaking a.m. That was like, go to work, we need you, it's an emergency. And now I'm finally home, so my apologies, but let's get to it. Better late than never. That's what I always say anyway. So let's see. Oh, my God. I just got off work. Now they're making me choose between these three monster of heroes. I mean, and one of them actually was in the top 10 of 2023. So yeah, this time is going to be really hard, but let's just do it, guys. So let's start with the brand new hero, Naya. Naya has been an absolute monster. She has, how can I say this? Every single team that has of her own faction, and with Arthur, my God, the difference in power is unimaginable. I mean, yeah, I mean, with Arthur before, yellow teams were powerful, but now, I mean, it's literally 93% attack and defense now yellow teams has. I mean, that is freaking insane. It's not going to give it to Arthur because Arthur is not a church hero, but the best yellow heroes in the game are church heroes, bar none. There's no question about it. I mean, yeah, Zeus is, yeah, a bunch of heroes are freaking, yeah, that's going to be really powerful stuff. Really crazy stuff on the time on defense. Imagine having an attack of 15,000, 18,000 attack and defense. My God, these numbers are making me dizzy already. So yeah, and Nadia creates both an enemy and a team realm. So that's the only hero in the entire freaking game that can do that. So if you're starting off the game and you don't have many of these realms, just with this hero you have both. I mean, if there's any bang for your buck, that has to be it for sure, guys. So for Awakenings, I mean, every single hero in the entire freaking game that has a realm needs their +1, and Naya is no exception, because you do need to have that realm right off the bat, starting the game, countering both realms at the same time. That is so important in many situations. I'm going to talk about that in her update video. After this bit, I'm going to do that as well, so I can explain this better, but this one is first. And having the fanatic thing is cool at 100%, so that's really nice when they go off. However, with Naya, her sweet spot is definitely going to be this +3. My God, giving that much attack and defense for church heroes is no joke. It's not even funny. And the main thing is that she pretty much has the +5 for Apollo right here on her +3, so that is even better. Because to be able to have this ability, you have to have Apollo at +5, and that is not going to be easy to get. So this is something that's going to be easier for most people to actually get, especially cheap to play players, to actually be able to have the most left yellow hero on your team to get 100% mana. So that is super important, and this is really nice because a +5 Apollo and on +3 Naya will be able to be in the same team, because both of them are going to do the exact same ability. So there's no problems if Apollo goes off or she goes off and things like that. So that's really freaking awesome. And also her ability to make survivability for both of the heroes on the left and the right, that is super important, because most of the time you're going to have a yellow team that some of your heroes are going to be squishy. A few of them, not going to be Arthur. Arthur is like a tank. Raphael is usually like a freaking tank. We're talking about Crowley. We're talking about Zeus. Both of them are pretty squishy. And having Naya in the middle of those two is going to help them survive more. And if not, at least close to one that you think it's going to die easily. So that's going to be something very important to take into account with her. And this buff is insane. I can't say it enough. This buff will change your game if you're having a +3 and you have an Arthur +1. Very powerful stuff. And her +5 is nice. It's really awesome, because she'll be able to actually prevent pretty much, she's a mortal killer for 3 freaking targets, so that's really awesome. And this ability to actually give revival with 100% mass HP regeneration, I mean, yeah, that is super powerful for both of your, more than anything for defense, especially for some heroes that you really want to survive, like your Alia. Alia will be able to freaking revive and get 100 freaking mass HP back. That is really freaking crazy. But since this is a new hero, that's the weakness of the of every new hero that comes out in the game, since they haven't been completely tested out, completely maxed out to actually show you the absolute power that they actually have. We can't really tell you that they're the best of the best of the best. But Nadia is incredibly promising in a mono yellow team on the attack. On defense, it's absolutely disgusting. I've seen it. It's scary. There's no question about it. Nadia on a mono yellow team on defense makes me dizzy just seeing that. Even with 10 stacks, even with 12, 13 stacks, if the team has Arthur, has Raphael, and Naya on the team, you're gonna have a really hard time to take that team down. I mean, yeah, I'm not joking, guys. That is scary stuff for sure. If you're not seeing it, yeah, that's because not a lot of people have Naya maxed out yet. But when that happens, it's going to be crazy thing, guys, for sure. Very scary stuff. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more on the update video. But more than anything, I'm excited about Naya, that you're able to add her in a team that is not yellow. Not one yellow team in the entire freaking game, and you're able to play her in that team as well, and also in the attack. That's something I'm gonna explain on my update video very soon, because that's really useful in different situations. Now let's talk about a good pal here, Abigail. Abigail, she is one of the most versatile heroes in the entire freaking game. No questions asked. Ever since she was released, she dispels. She hits like a bomb. I mean, she hits really hard when it's not shields. If it's shields, it's not going to do him a lot of damage. Because remember that shields cut damage by 50%. But she creates stones. She buffs your team when you do different connections. She creates so many freaking stones. It's not even funny. Yeah, she is a really powerful hero. The only reason that I didn't add her in the top 10 for 2023 is that she's not very good on defense. In general, she's not very good on defense in general, so that's something you have to take into account. Now, I mean, the sweet spot for her is definitely going to be her +1. I've been using her in +1 for so long, it's not even funny, and I have not regretted it. And do remember that you are able to use her with Volo, so she'll be able to go off twice and pretty much fill out the entire freaking board with blue stones, which is freaking insane. I do remember a buddy of mine when he finally got her at +5, and he added a stone weapon, the 5-star one, and he had his Abigail. And when the fight started, pretty much the entire freaking board was blue, and he said that the first thing that happened to him is that his jaw dropped. Good times, because she creates a lot of stones. It's not even funny. So definitely for her +1 is definitely the best option for her casting skill. It converts one non-blue Naya into blue Naya charger. So the charger is the one that actually connects like an X in that situation, so that's really powerful, and you're able to gain life from your entire freaking team. So she turns into a freaking healer. But that doesn't mean you're not able to use her at +0. She's one of the very few heroes that you're able to play her at +0, and she will do wonders for your team in that case, creating stones, doing damage, dispelling, all that good stuff. But I think her sweet spot is definitely the +1. If you're upgraded +1, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to think about getting +3 or +5. Not necessarily. Her +1 can carry you very far as long as you can make her survive. She is very squishy. I mean, her weapon is not exactly protection or anything, especially if people love to use her own weapon, but the mana gain, I mean, you need the mana gain in that case. So yeah, +1 is definitely good for her. The +3 is nice, but you have to do a lot of hoops to actually to get this, and she's gonna get 50% mana gain. And when she's creating so many stones already, she's already gonna get the 100% mana, so you don't really need this one as much. However, the real upgrade for her is this freaking +5. At this point, at freaking +5, you're able to actually create 5 non-blue Naya Stone into Naya Stones, blue Naya Stones. 4 have now into Naya Mana Stones. There we go, Naya Stones. Mana Stones. Oh, why don't we say Naya Stones? My God. When casting the skill, converts 2 non-blue Naya Stones into blue Naya Chargers. So that's the part that I really want. And pretty much at this point, you can play the fight without a stone weapon. At this point, because she is your stone weapon at this point, because she's creating 5 non-blue Naya Stones. I mean non-blue Naya Stones into Mana Stones at this point, yeah. And every time she goes off, she's gonna create 2 Naya Chargers. I mean, yeah. If you were worried about getting mana, you're not gonna worry with this gal at this point. That is for sure, 100%, guys. Now, uses for her, you're gonna use her on the Infinite team. Not a lot of people are using the Infinite team, but if you really want to, you can, and Abigail is the absolute best hero in the game to create stones for that team specifically. If there's a level in campaign that you're having a lot of problems, go ahead and use the Infinite team. Let's see if it can actually pull through and actually make you win. Because if you have a good team, you'll be able to go infinite over and over and over with the blue stones. And if you get her at +5, you're probably gonna be able to do that, yeah, pretty often. Yeah, that is a lot of stones connecting, man, for sure. Now, for PvP, the main reason you're going to use her at +0, +2, of course, it's going to be for stones, but it's going to be for dispelling. Because blue has a few good dispellers, and that's going to be Palmyra. And after that, not much. So Abigail is going to be your dispeller. There's a lot of teams that use damage share, and that's going to cause you a lot of problems if you don't have a good dispeller. And those are teams that you're not going to use Gwendolyn. Because if you do use Gwendolyn, Abigail is not going to be so necessary for the dispelling per se. But it's always good to have, and she's able to go off twice with Volo, so yeah. And Abigail and Gwendolyn are such a powerful combination, it's not even funny. Yeah, just make sure to activate Alia first to cleanse whatever you have on your team. And then you activate Gwendolyn, and then Abigail going off twice. Yeah, that is really powerful stuff, guys. For sure. Now, I'm reading more and more the comments from Call of Antia Discord, and some people are saying that Abigail is no longer a good hero because she creates too many stones, and the enemy gets filled up with mana because of the artifacts and blah blah blah. Guys, when you're playing blue, you have to play with Gunnulf. And when your enemy activates their skills, they're going to be stunned. And that's when you actually unload all of your attacks on your enemies. And somebody's got, and if you're using Gwendolyn and Abigail, somebody's going to die, and most likely nobody's going to get the mana there. In that situation. So blue has different ways to actually prevent this. If you're worried about somebody being immune to stuns, you bring in the oh my god, I can't remember her name. That is the blue hero. Let me show you. The blue hero that turns into red, which I definitely underestimated this hero for a long time. Where are you? I know I have you. I just got you the last time. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Lawrence. With Lawrence, you'll be able to actually target the enemy that actually prevents the stunning, and they won't be able to get the mana. And then you wait for Gunnulf to actually stun everybody, or mostly everybody in the team, and then you unload all of your abilities, your skills with Gwendolyn, things like that, and that's when you're actually pretty much gonna destroy any defense team in the game. So remember that this is a strategy game, you could say puzzle strategy game. You have to do a lot of strategies, a lot of moving pieces, and Gunnulf at +0, you're able to do all of that and more. So yeah, don't underestimate Abigail. Even if the enemy does get 100% mana, that doesn't mean that everything she does is going to be like negated per se. Yeah, Abigail is a really powerful hero. Don't listen to them. Abigail is an amazing hero, guys. Very powerful stuff. Just make sure to use your abilities strategically. So to making sure that you don't get, you don't lose the how can I say this? The tempo in your fight. Now, last but definitely not least is Apollo. Apollo has been a must-have hero, a must-have for so long. He has been battle-tested. He has been the one of the top 10 heroes of 2023 for my choices. And yeah, he is no joke, guys. I mean, there is no yellow team that does not want Apollo. Apollo is an absolute monster. He's actually a counter to some specific heroes in the game. And that is Belnos. Something that a lot of people forget, that his skill to be able to actually receive pure damage on the team is considered skill damage. So if you're thinking that you're gonna go to sleep because of Belnos, that's not gonna happen. Because when every single hero on your team activates, they at that point they are going to receive skill damage and they're not gonna go to sleep. So it's like Belnos makes them go to sleep, and right then and there they get pinched and waken up pretty much at that point. And he gives shields, and he creates the realm, of course, and he creates stones. I mean, there's so many good combos with Apollo. It's not even funny. He's a monster, an absolute monster of a hero. And yeah, as every single realm hero in the entire freaking game, Apollo is necessary to have his +1 for sure. For sure. This +1 is super powerful and actually gives you the ability to be able to restore some of your HP back that you lose, because something that you have to take into account when you play Apollo in F1, you will notice that your team is going to be losing life until they die, because that ability with his skill, he's gonna lose life, man. Every single time your team activates the skill, you're gonna lose 10% of their current HP. So yeah, and they're gonna receive shields, but they're gonna lose HP. In F1, you're not able to heal. So do take that into account when you're actually using Apollo in F1. Your team will have a lot of shields, but they're gonna have very little life if the fight is really long in that situation. So yeah, do take into account F1 in war, guys. But this +1, you really needed to play like everyone else and activate his realm right off the bat. So really powerful stuff, guys. And by the way, his sweet spot is this one. If I didn't say that. So in other words, if you get him to +1, you can decide to not upgrade him, awaken him even more, and focus on other heroes. So that's definitely you have to take into account for sure. His +3, Ricardo's has reduced by. Alright, they go off a little bit faster, but it's not the actual mana that you actually create with his stones is not more important than all that good stuff. And every single freaking turn you get stones. Yeah, that is really powerful as well. Now for the +5, this +5 is so powerful. This makes this guy make your team do so much more damage. It's not even funny, especially if you're right next to a Zeus, because Zeus requires a lot of crit damage to be able to do a lot of damage. And right next to a +5 Apollo, he'll be able to be your main damage dealer through the entire freaking fight. No joke, guys. That's how important Apollo is on an offensive team like this, for sure. And of course, the ability that I already mentioned for Naya, in which it's pretty much the same ability. When the realm is up, 50% chance for a yellow hero on your most left side to get 100% mana. That is going to be, yeah, this changes your game. This changes your strategy. It makes your attack and defense teams in yellow so much more powerful. It's not even funny. Getting Arthur to go off almost every single turn is is so annoying, and he's a slow hero, but not anymore with these guys. So yeah, Apollo is an absolute monster of a hero, and since he has been used for so long, there are combos with this guy like Rosamia. This guy with his passive, they go off, and you have damage share. Everybody receives that damage, and Rosamia is going to do a bunch of counters, a bunch of damage. Yeah, that combo is really scary. I hate to fight it every single time I see it, and I regret not getting Rosamia at +5. Yeah, so yeah, I should have definitely got her to +5. The 2 times that she was offered. I still haven't, but next time I will. Next time I will. But anyhow, Apollo is the bread and butter of any yellow team in the entire freaking game. It doesn't matter which team you're using. He's super powerful. He's an amazing dispeller. Dispels the entire freaking enemy team. And yeah, shields, lost life, wakes up with, yeah, he does a bunch of things, guys. He's an amazing hero. Straight up the bat. Highly recommended to get it for sure. Now let's talk about the 4 stars. Whew. that was a lot harder to explain than I was expecting. But anyway, Carson. Carson is an amazing tank. If you really need a blue tank, he's a really nice one. I highly recommend it. He does just get all his awakenings. He's a +4. He's a 4-star hero, and he revives. He reduces the debuffs. He's a really powerful tank for a free-to-play player for sure. Highly recommend to get a really nice. Dana, believe it or not, she is an essential hero if you don't have another cleanser in your team. In purple, there's very few cleansers in the game. There's only, oh my god. Let me show you which other hero is here. This is the other cleanser in the entire freaking game, Valerie. After that, I really don't know of any other heroes. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if Grusha cleanses. No, she's a Dispeller. So I don't really recall another hero that actually cleanses the entire freaking team. Oh, wait. I remember. Shadow Luca does cleanse in that situation. So, yeah. Yeah, she does cleanse. So that's the third cleanser. But outside of that, if you're straight out free to play, you're definitely going to need Dana for sure in that case. To actually cleanse your team, you're going to need a Dispeller, which is definitely going to be Elmis. At this point, there's no excuse for you to not have Elmis on your team. You already got it as a free hero. And now you're going to get Dana. Dana on your team to actually cleanse your entire freaking team in that situation. So that's going to be really powerful. There's some fights that you cannot win without a cleanser. So you do need to have Dana on your team. Mark my words, you need Dana on your team, guys, on your purple team for sure. Now, Caitlyn is pretty awesome. You can, ironically, you can combine her with Dana to actually. Dana cleanses and Caitlyn heals and gives lifesteal to your entire freaking team. That is really amazing. So yeah, she's an amazing healer. She's a fast healer. So as a 4-star, she's very powerful, guys. Don't sleep on Caitlyn for sure. Gwenda for yellow, she is like the toolbox hero. She dispels, she heals, she does extra damage to purples. I mean, yeah, she does a lot of things. She's a really nice yellow hero for free-to-play players for sure. Very good options for now, guys. Very powerful stuff. Remember for the awakenings, just try to get all the awakenings for yellow, guys. I mean, if you're playing all the awakenings for the 4-stars, because if you're free to play, you're probably gonna just focus on your 4-stars. So just try to get as much awakenings as much. And Callisto is no exception. Callisto is one of my favorite 4-stars for yellow because she gives a buff to the entire freaking team without having to get a 5-star. So that is super valuable, super important stuff. The difference between a free-to-play yellow team and another one is if they have Callisto, because Callisto is going to give them that huge buff on attack, and that's going to change your damage that you're actually going to do and actually be able to do all that good stuff that you really need in yellow. And she's an amazing hero to hold the whip in that situation, because she's not slow, she's average, but you're going to want to make sure that she activates first, and then your rest of the heroes goes off in that situation. So if you don't have any other better heroes to hold the whip, she could use it, but you really want her to go off first. Ada, no, she looks cool. I like her design, but I mean, does a little bit of damage and classes all debuffs for you. And yeah, you're really not needing that unless you really need a cleanser. I mean, but yeah, it's better to just use other heroes. She's outside of that, she's not doing anything at all there. All right, did I miss any? No, I did not. So, which one of these monster of 5-stars should you focus on? My God, these developers are killing me with these options. These are so powerful heroes, guys. But in this case, I'm going to go with the safe pick, and that's going to be Apollo. The only reason I'm choosing Apollo is because this guy has been battle tested for over a year. over a year, and up until this day, there is very few players that play yellow that do not use Apollo. This guy is like everywhere. If you don't play Apollo, you can play yellow. Usually, mock my don't limit yourself if you don't have Apollo. But since he's been tested so well, and nobody can contest how incredibly useful this hero is in any yellow team. I mean, yeah, this guy. I mean, yeah, you got to get this guy for sure in that situation. Now, that being said, you do need to have him at +1. This +1, and pretty much like I already said, every single realm hero needs their +1, so that's pretty obvious at this point. However, that doesn't mean that Naya is inferior to Apollo, because Naya creates 2 realms, and she does give mana, and at +3, she's able to do the same thing as Apollo, giving mana to your entire... Yeah, the only reason is that we are still testing out Naya, and when we're comparing with such monsters of a hero, I have to go with the one that actually we have tested. We know everything that he's able to actually do. And Naya, sadly, we don't know yet everything that she can do. Her powers are so powerful. I heard that she got a small nerf, but I'm really not seeing it. She's still a monster of a hero any way that I put her. And the best thing that I like about Naya is you're able to use her in a team that is not yellow. It's gonna be less effective, but you are able to use her in a team that doesn't have any yellow. So yeah, and if you don't have Apollo and you don't have an enemy realm user, you get Naya and you get both with one hero. I mean, that's the biggest bang for your buck that you can get. You don't have to summon for 2 freaking heroes to actually get 2 realms enemy, and yeah, you get Naya at +1 and you get both. I mean, that's the best thing ever. But definitely the difference is that you're able to actually get the max power of her awakenings. I think it's the +1 for sure. This is her sweet spot by far. I mean, once you get it to +3 and you actually have other heroes that are church heroes, and you also have an Arthur on your team, that is going to be freaking disgusting. It's not even funny. Yeah, this +3 is bonkers. If you're able to get it to +3, I highly recommend it. I mean, this will change your game for sure, guys. But you do have to take into account she's not a cleanser, and she's I mean, she's not a dispeller and all that good stuff, but yeah, guys, this hero is no joke, for sure. So if you're able to actually get her to +1, she is gonna help you out, guys, for a lot, for sure. Now, the only reason why Abigail is not as competitive as these two here is because she is not good on defense. That's the biggest weakness she has. I've seen so many people trying to use Abigail on defense, and every single time they fail. Because, I mean, yeah, Abigail is a monster of a hero, but on the attack, and you have to know how to use her and actually connecting all that good stuff. Remember, this game is not like connecting a bunch of stones and you activate, and you expect to win every single time. No, you got to be more strategic there. You can fill up your entire team and then wait for the right moment and naturally do all your things that you actually need to do in that situation. So yeah, guys, just make sure to do this correctly. But Abigail is a monster of a hero. You'll be able to use her on the attack and in every single aspect of the game on the attack, especially versus bosses. That is something that I cannot say for these other heroes here. I mean, you're going to need them to actually create stones and all that good stuff and get mana for your team. But Abigail is the one that actually going to buff your entire team. It is going to create stones, and make sure you go off every single freaking turn. Oh my god. I really need to get this hero to +5. I think I'm going to try to get her to +5 for sure. This is a monster of a hero, guys, for sure. Now, for the 4 stars, the #1 option out of all these, my god, there's a few good options here. So I'm going to choose 3 out of these. So out of these heroes, I think the best hero, I think it's going to be Callisto. Because if you're free to play, you're going to have problems if you don't have a buff in your entire freaking team. This changes your yellow team. Doesn't matter which yellow team you use. This changes your yellow team by far, by a lot. Because that buff is going to change the amount of damage you're going to do. And then option #2, I'm going to go with Caitlyn. Caitlyn, fast, healing, lifesteal, very powerful hero. Very useful for sure. After that, my god. Carson is an amazing hero. So besides all these options, get Carson as well. Carson's an amazing tank. And Dana as well. You're gonna, if you play purple, you're gonna need Dana for sure, guys, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of awesome options. If I would have to actually choose which one of these banners, I would actually focus on getting more good 4-stars. It's gonna be this one because you actually get Carson and Dana together. But the best one for sure is gonna be Callisto. Callisto changes your yellow team by far. And then Caitlyn. Caitlyn is an amazing option as well. Though those are awesome options. And Gwent as well. Gwenta's good. But she is not like you have to have her on your team. No, you don't have to have Gwent on your team. But you do have to have Caitlyn and Dana on your team if you're free to play. For sure, guys. And Callisto on your team, for sure. Alright, guys. Whew, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave in the comments and we'll talk about it. All right? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.